Definitely. No, I'm surprised seeing you down here. Normally you're a New York guy.
You know, I am a New York guy. It's so expensive to promote in New York right now, and the commission's good in New York, but on small shows, it's very, very difficult to promote in New York. I love this town. My best friend lives here. One of my favorite places on earth. I wanted to do a local show. I needed to do a show on short notice. I love this room. The 2300 is like a successor to the Horizon. This is a perfect little room for boxing. And I thought this was a good local boxing show tonight. We had some local flavor. I was really impressed with that kid, Aaron Peterson, the Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard, the kick a fight, man. And Breadman's one of my favorite people, one of the best young trainers in boxing, I think. And I like that kid. I'm interested in that kid for the future. And the heavyweight fights tonight were fun. Ronnie Hines won his fight. I think he's got all the tools. Like got to put him together a little bit. That fight with Arias and the big boy, that was Skylar, a lot of fun,
Lacy.
Man.
Definitely want to touch on that. Majority draw.
I mean, it was hard to score that fight. You know, you had a guy that was twice the size of the other guy. I talked to some people, they thought Arias won. Lacy thought he probably won. I thought a draw, frankly, was pretty fair. But I also think both those guys are still competitive heavyweights in a division where there aren't a lot of opponents. And I think that both of them are going to see fights coming out of this fight.
Now, Arias only lost to Jared Anderson. Skylar Lacy's coming off with a draw with the
Morales.
Yeah.
Antonio Morales.
Yeah. And
so Lacy's had 2 draws in a row where he was an underdog.
Right.
So he's got nothing to be upset about. Arias has been off for a while. After the fight with Jared Anderson where he got Kadan, he's been off for a little while. Had some issues with his family and helping his family and took a little time off. But I thought all in all, the fight could have gone his way, but I had no problem with the draw. And I think both guys will survive to fight another day. And again, you're a heavyweight. You fight another decent heavyweight and you have a draw, it don't hurt you.
Could we possibly see them running back in the future?
It's possible, but I got to be honest, I think both of them are probably looking to the next step. I could see it happening. I'll tell you a fight that'd be a hell of a fight that I'd like to see in Philly if I come back here. DeWaco and Arias should be a fun fight.
I like that.
I like that fight.
Right? That'd be a fun fight, right?
What was your most exciting fight tonight?
I thought the best performance of the night was the Junkyard Dog performance. I thought that the last fight was interesting. It was ugly, but it was interesting and it was close. I thought that Lennox Lewis's kid, the Kessner Davis kid, I thought the kickboxer kid that came to fight him came to fight. And I thought that was a fun 4-rounder. Look, I thought the whole, it was a local grassroots show, right? It was a club show. But I thought it was a fun fight card. I mean, put it this way. I didn't come here to make money. I came here because I needed to do a couple of fights. I wanted to come to Philly, and I was happy with the show. I thought the people came out a good time.
Can we expect you back?
Yeah, man. I'll be back. I got to figure this market out a little bit better, but I'll be back.
How many times would you like to be back in Philly in 2024?
I'd like to come back this year at least once or twice more. You know, I think that I love this room for TV. For a small club show, when you have to produce it yourself, this room is already set up for this. So it's really a great room to produce like local shows. I'm going to do a couple of shows more in New York this year, probably 2 more in New York. I'd like to do 2, maybe at least 1 in Philly, maybe 2.
Who would you like to see on your next card in Philadelphia?
I got to do a better job next time of talking to my Philly people and putting on some more ticket sellers, some more local talent.
Do you think
Good.
Do you think you could put more fights on your card? You know, it was only 5 fights.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do 7 or 8 the next time, but this was done on sort of short notice and a little bit with an attention to. We had a fight fall out at the end. We would have had 6 fights, but there was a problem with an opponent getting into the country. But probably next time 6 to 8 fights.
You have a huge fight coming up. George Kambosos.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. Don't sleep on George. George will fight any. George got balls like basketballs. He don't give a fuck. He'll fight anybody. And the kid is tough. And you don't beat Tio anyway, anyhow, unless you're tough. Loma's not getting younger, and I don't know how up Loma is for George. I have a weird feeling that that's going to be a really good fight. A really good fight. And I think George can win.
Now, George,
we're gonna be sold out. See, people forget, man, that boxing is a worldwide sport. We're going to be sold out and have a giant pay-per-view in Australia.
And I was going to touch on that. George is going to have the home field advantage. Do you think that gives him the slight edge against Loma?
Yeah, but I think when you're fighting a legend, it's less of an edge. They tend not to even. Loma means something even on foreign soil. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that reputation and the Hall of Fame resume, whatever. I don't think George has got he's gonna have the advantage of the crowd. He's gonna have the advantage of the support. But I don't think he's gonna have a big advantage with the judges or anything. No. Thank you guys. Good talking to you, man.
Appreciate you.
Take care.